you can only watch it for the first time once. It'll be interesting to see what we catch and what we don't.
This is our only first time.
We know that it's a serialized show.
Have you ever played the video game Mass Effect?
Okay, Tolkien, chill
Putting
out.
some little breadcrumbs.
Jean Brede Chuckle Nugget. This is where Babylon
Question.
5 is becoming Babylon 5.
We have the most incredible community out there.
Feels like we're going to continue to go down this rabbit hole.
I was right.
Just trying to put the pieces together.
I was right.
I'm the king, baby.
What? Are you kidding me? Here I go back to Doom, as I often
We're
do.
officially into it, Jeff. 100% so good. It was so completely accurate.
That was great. I love that.
Definitive ranking. I can keep watching the show.
I love it so much.
The year is 2026. The name of the podcast, Babylon 5, for the second time.
Welcome to Babylon 5 for the second time. My name is Brent Allen.
And my name is Jeff Akin. Brent and I used to be Star Trek podcasters, and then we watched Babylon 5 for the first time. Everything changed after that. So now we're watching this incredible series for the second time because Babylon 5 is a series that you get to watch for the second, because Babylon 5 is a series you get to watch for the first time twice.
That's right. That's right. And you know what we're doing for the first time, for the second time? Watching
Again?
for messages.
Yes, we are.
There could be some of the ones that we picked up on the first time, could be all new ones. We have different understandings. We're different people now than we were just a few years ago, Jeff. New things come up. But one thing that is not going to change is our knowledge of future events of the show. Jeff and I have been through this. This is our second watch through. We're piecing all the things together. So a bit of warning for anyone out there who has not seen this show for the first time for themselves. Stop. Turn this off. Don't go any further, because as far as Jeff and I are concerned, from this point forward, anything from any point in the franchise, any point in the timeline, extra canonical, in universe, out of universe, all that stuff is fair game for Jeff and I to talk about, and we will be talking about it. So consider this your spoiler warning. If you're still here, why are you still here? Go.
Why are you still here? Go! Go!
Don't go anywhere. We're watching, Brent, a two-parter. This
Two-parter.
Two-parter. We're going to watch.
Wait, Jeff, we don't do two-parters in one episode on Babylon 5 for the first time.
But yes, we do, because this time everything has changed. Except the things that haven't changed at all. We're watching War Without End.
We are.
This was a big poll in the tent.
You know
for
one
us.
thing that's changed, Jeff, that I was just thinking about? Like our recording spaces.
Dramatically,
are
they
different.
have changed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
that
has nothing to do with this.
It does not.
Sorry.
But thank you to Patreon for so much of that.
Yes.
We like to
upgrades, reinvesting back into the show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All for you all. At the end of every episode, the first time around, we would guess what the next one was going to be about based on the title alone. Do you remember what you predicted War Without End was going to be about?
I did. And I still need this like alternate universe version of the story.
I know. I think we both have some good alt-universe ideas here.
Basically what I said was Babylon 5 is going to turn into Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And what I mean by that is Babylon 4 is going to turn into a telephone booth, like the TARDIS. No, not really. But what would happen is, what we've seen, what we've learned is that there's been all of these wars with the shadows throughout time. There's been these different different times where, there was 1,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago. And what's going to happen is Babylon 4, the station that we remember was Zathras, was going to bounce through time. And basically it was going to collect like the heroes of each one of those wars and bring them all to this point in time forward into the future for this one big final battle with the shadows, where, because what they've said is they have only been defeated. They've never been destroyed. Mm-hmm. And this was the story of the shadows finally being destroyed. So that was my theory as far as what war with, and that way, that's the war without end. The war just keeps going, and the war is going to be done that way. Or it would be one of those, like, maybe each person was left in their timeline, but like we had to sync up all the timelines. I think we had Voyager episodes like this and Prodigy episodes, Star Trek stuff. Like, we're going to sync it all up so something happens throughout the course of space-time. But I liked my first version better. How about you, Jeff? What'd you predict?
Well, Ben in our Council Chambers chat, our Council Chambers tier subscribers are invited to our recordings. He does make the point that even though we didn't get the Bill and Ted story, we did get Socrates.
Truth. Listen, crossovers,
right?
Crossovers.
The alternate universe is like, it's right there. It could just happen. You know, for my prediction, we had an idea earlier on in the series that the warrior cast of the Minbari were going to ally themselves with the shadows. And I thought this is where that was going to happen. Essentially, Neroon was going to come onto Babylon 5, hot as ever, going for Delenn. Delenn is a criminal. She tore apart our council. She's tearing apart the fabric of our entire society, and I am here for her. And Sheridan was going to be like, nope, she's good. And that was going to send the warrior cast into the bosom of the shadows, leading to the Minbari attacking Earth and Babylon 5.
So, Jeff, that idea, though, correct me if I'm wrong, that is actually a well-earned idea.
I think so, yeah.
Because wasn't JMS's original treatment and where he was leading the story, at least from the beginning, before things started getting wonky, was it the warrior cast was going to team up with the shadows?
I think so. Well, either way, the Minbari
the warrior cast was going to do bad stuff, right?
Yeah, the original treatment, Babylon 5, the series would end with the Minbari taking out Earth.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. Because the warrior cast took over.
Yeah.
And so maybe maybe they're not allies, but it's like a war on two fronts or something like that. But so it's an earned prediction. So I really like that. I really like that. So Jeff, those are some of the things that's what we predicted. But you and I also did a podcast about this first time around.
Yeah, we did. Must have been in the past. I'm in the future. I don't remember. This time stuff's getting me all
well. Why don't we get into the TARDIS, and why don't we go to the way back and see what you and I actually said the first time around about this set of episodes?
Let's do it. Yeah. Previously on Babylon 5 for the first time. War Without End, Part 1. I am now more convinced than ever that Sinclair is Valen reborn. Or maybe, no, he is.
Yeah.
Him going back in time.
There it is.
He is Valen.
That's why he's not coming back.
Oh, and I called that so long ago. And it was just last week where I'm like, I give up.
And then Londo turns around and talks about their minions and their dark servants. Who are these people that I don't think we've ever heard about? And Londo is bad all the way to the end. There is no redemption for him. Exactly. That breaks my heart, Jeff. Jeff, that's the episode, man. This is War Without End, Part 2. Let's go.
I was right. I've been calling this all along. I was so right that I have multiple microphones here for this. Think about the spectrum. The one who appears to be a full Minbari. The one who is a Minbari human hybrid. The one who will be is a human. You and I also called another huge thing. We said Londo is going to get possessed by the shadows.
Londo said, I've had a vision, and Jakar and I will die with our hands around each other's throat. In no way, shape, or form did any of us ever think that was going to be, hey, would you please kill me before this thing on my neck wakes up? And then while you're in the process of doing it, the thing wakes up and takes over my mind. And that's the thing that's actually trying to kill you instead of me. Did not see that coming.
Stand by. We'll be right back. Are you ready to take your Babylon 5 for the first time experience to the next level? With our exclusive Patreon, you'll get access to all kinds of cool stuff that you can only find there. Our recording notes, unedited reaction videos, an exclusive Discord community. And you can even be listed as a producer of the show. Plus, we even offer exclusive meet and greets and hangouts. You won't find this kind of experience anywhere else. Get all these amazing benefits, plus the opportunity to interact with other fans from around the world. It's being part of a huge community where everyone shares the same appreciation for Babylon 5. Subscribe at patreon.com/Babylon5First. That's the number 5 and the word first to get access to these incredible benefits. That's patreon.com/Babylon5First. We can't wait to see you there.
At all. Right.
And then you called it. Veer walks in, sees him laying there, picks up the medallion or the crown or the whatever, and he's like, well,
that was some female saying hello, and it made her drop the snow globe. Who is that person, Jeff?
I'm betting
Sheridan's ex rolled up in on him. Delenn is now the one to come in and put the smackdown on everybody and reset the Great Council.
There are these dark servants and minions that are still carrying on the cause. What is the cause?
Galactic rule?
Chaos?
Like
truly intelligent person can communicate it in a way that other people can understand. And wow, did Zathras do that. And now, the conclusion. Dude, I think we liked this episode the first time.
It was okay.
A little all right.
It was okay.
Have a good time watching us. Like, it's just like, I was excited for this before. I'm even more excited because we were so excited.
You know, you and I spent the first half of this run re-listening. Right. And now, thanks to one of our just most incredible community people, Delenn, we actually get to watch ourselves now because we just didn't think we would be able to do the watch thing.
Yeah.
And Delenn helped us figure that out. So thank you once again, Delenn. Jeff, just a couple things I need to call out here though, because we have to interact with that.
Right.
We can't watch that and not interact
and just
with that.
Move on. Yeah. We'll set some stuff.
So a couple of things. One, you called Valen.
Yep.
You called it. You nailed it. Now, you guys know me. I can't just let you let that win, Jeff. Because you called it based on something else that I said.
I did. You brought it up first.
What I had said though, you put the pieces together, right? I said that Sinclair had the soul of Valen, and you came back and was like, no, he's Valen.
You started actually with he has the soul of a Minbari. It was in
that's
Legacies.
what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, you're right. He has the soul of Minbari, and you're like, it's Valen.
And then we kept going and built it all together.
Yeah. So, but man, you did that, and if there's only one complaint I could give to Delenn in that recap video, why is Jeff not jumping around like a fool in his room? Not part of that recap.
Because we specifically said, don't go to our reactions.
Okay,
don't bother.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
that would have been one to break the rules for.
You know what? One thing I do want to.
You know what we need to do? No, you know what we need to do this week. It's going to happen, buddy. You make a fool out of yourself like that. It's going to happen. We're going to clip that, and that's going to be out this whole week.
Once again, that was a very polarizing moment.
No, everybody was unified in just how
we actually had people unsubscribe from our Patreon because of it.
No.
Yep.
No.
Go back and read the exit things. There's one where someone's like, I didn't want to watch a grown man run around like an idiot, and unsubscribe.
That's right.
And you know what? I'm
More
glad.
power
I hope
to them.
I thought they found what it is they're looking for out there.
All right, Bono. We were always about, all the way to the very end, who are these minions and dark servants? We never forgot that.
Right.
We never forgot.
Even when they said, here they are, we're like, well, who are they?
For all the things that they've said and you and I held on to and that turned into nothing, like Garibaldi's secret mission.
Yeah.
Sheridan keeping the Epsilon 3 thing in his back pocket. Bester's whole thing about your war is now my war. Like all of those things, this was one that paid off for us. Man, I was all about the redemption of Londo Mollari.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, it's the main story of the whole show. People have said, and rightly so, the story of Babylon 5 is actually the story of Londo Mollari, and I don't think you're wrong about that. I think they're completely right about that. Jeff, I loved your thing, and I don't think it turned out to actually be the thing, but I love what you said. The one who was Minbari. The one who is a Minbari human hybrid, and the one who will be is a human. I love the symmetry of that. I think ultimately in the end, it was just, hey, here's the guy who started the Rangers. Here's the person who's in charge right now. And that's the person who's going to be in charge in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I think it was just that simple. It was not like this whole like transition thing or this coming full circle because Sinclair is a human. He's not even a hybrid. He was a human who turned into a Minbari. Oh, what would it be if Sinclair turned from a human back into a, like, you complete the circle?
Oh, yeah, right.
Anyway,
yeah.
But I love that theory. But we had a good question. It's a good question that I don't really know that I'm clear on it right now. And if it's what I think it is, I kind of hate it.
Okay.
What is the cause? They've always been committed to this cause. If the cause is just galactic security,
I think the cause was taking down the shadows. The cause was the Vorlon's cause.
And turns out we needed to take out the Vorlon too.
Yeah.
Because they're both a big bunch of babies who are just scared little weenie memes.
I want my daddy.
I want my daddy. Jeff, that's some of the stuff we hit from the first time around. But buddy, I imagine there was a lot JMS had to say about this set of episodes. Lay it on us. What'd you find?
Well, there's quite a bit. I'm going to do most of it during the episodes themselves. I think it'll be more interesting that way. But a couple neat notes that I wanted to pull was we talked a little bit before about how he needed to maneuver Babylon Squared and War Without End because of the changes in Cassian and stuff. He compared writing the two-parter itself to stuffing 20 pounds of potatoes into a 10-pound bag. He said it wasn't,
and you feel it in these episodes because they move
so fast.
And
the brilliance of it is they don't feel that way. Like you don't feel rushed through them. But he went on to say it wasn't just the writing; it was everything. In fact, in the editing bays and stuff, they called it the edit without end. He said that while they reused a lot of footage from Babylon Squared, they actually had to reshoot a couple pieces to match what happened with the changes. The footage of the station exploding is from Signs and Portents, and that vision that they provided there was like that timeline where Ivanova's freaking out and the distress call and everything. That's the timeline that was laid out in Signs and Portent. So this shows we're now on a different timeline.
So alternate future,
because it's
basically
one of many possibilities. Much like
and
in
we're
Dune.
just going to follow one of those. So when we do the road home, we go back and that's another possibility.
Exactly.
Strung off from there, and here's another possibility. And so when we get a reboot, Jeff, how does that make you feel? You get a reboot of the show. This one still exists because it's just a different alternate route. It's actually one of the things I thought was so brilliant about the J.J. Abrams Star Trek.
That's what I was going to say. We've seen that happen before, and it was good for what it was.
Well, but whether you liked or hated the J.J. Abrams movies, putting it in an alternate timeline allowed everything that came before to be intact.
Yeah.
And you weren't beholden to what came before. You could just do your own thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I thought that was brilliant.
It was really brilliant, I think. Yeah. I agree. He made a note. He says he is often tempted to create Zathras's brother, Mathras, or some such. He said, if only for the look of terror in their eyes when he says Zathras. Ah, yes, Zathras was the quiet one in the family. Who knows? Might be something I revisit someday. An interesting note that there's there's kind of interesting notes, and then we'll get into it. But we later on talk about the children of Valen.
Yeah.
Right? In that whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
He makes the note here that Valen did not have any children, and there's actually some differing opinions over what Valen's final fate actually was.
So my understanding of that, and this is based purely on what I've heard from people because I've not read any of the books, is that Sinclair Valen wound up going off and living on some island somewhere with his wives and had a whole bunch of kids. And then those kids had a bunch of kids, and those kids had a bunch of kids, and that to me is in my head what happens to him after everything settles down in the past.
That's how the Triluminary can scan for his DNA.
Right.
Yeah. He's
so
saying
is there a change from when JMS said this to that? Or
when we get to those episodes, we'll see if he says something different.
Can't listen. Canon is only canon until it's not.
Yep. Last little interesting note. And I only pulled this one out because it pulled in Gary Cole from Crusade.
Okay.
So he noted when he first noted this when he brought Michael O'Hare back onto set, and he and Bruce Boxleitner were spending time together. He noted that both Bruce and Michael are from Chicago, and then down the road realized that Gary is also. And in fact, not only are all three male leads from the same city, but two of them, and he doesn't specify which, two of them live just a few blocks away from each other.
Like grew up or currently?
Like grew up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Thought that was kind of cool. But that is the stuff for now that JMS chose to share with us. What do you say we dive into War Without End?
Dude, let's get into it. I can't wait a second longer.
So if you're joining us for the first time, I get it. Welcome. This is a heck of an episode to start with. So what's going to happen is Brent and I are going to bring the episode up. We're going to watch it right here with you. We're going to pause it. We're going to talk about it, dive into the stuff as it's happening. If you want to see the unedited version of that, you can get that over on our Patreon page at patreon.com/badnerds.
And if you're listening on an audio podcasting app or other way, you're going to hear that reaction. We're going to pull that audio down because we're going to have conversations in the middle of that. We don't want you to miss that. Plus, I don't know, maybe it's fun. But anyway, we're going to do that. And then obviously we'll be on the other side where we'll still talk about all those messages and thoughts and reactions and all that sort of stuff. Typical podcast styles. So yeah. Jeff, with that, let's get into War Without End, Part 1.
Accessing file.
So peaceful here. Nothing bad could ever happen. The music makes me feel so welcome.
It still reminds me of Zora's Domain from Zelda Breath of the Wild. I can't not see that. That's what it looks like.
Reminds me of She-Ra.
Yeah. Yeah.
Entuza! I was sent to find you. The ancient books told us that on this day, no sooner, no later, we were to enter the sanctuary and open this.
You know, now I see the Ranger pin on his chest. Like it glares at me right now.
What an incredible reveal.
It is! Oh
right?
my gosh! Oh my gosh!
How did he know your name?
It's our old friend!
I love everything about this reveal, from the here's just dude in a hood to here's the name, and acknowledging that some people may have not come in until, deeper into the second season or so. Like you get that pause and it's like, do I know that name? And then immediately into this slow lift and it's just like, yeah. Awesome.
Commander, we're picking up a distress call. Sector 14.
It's impossible. Sector 14's been under quarantine for almost 3 years. That's where Babylon 4 disappeared.
Thank you for explaining that. I was just about to try to clarify.
This is Earth Alliance Station Babylon 5. They're all over the place.
I know that
Commander,
voice.
That's your voice.
Can't be.
Computer voice scan confirms it. That's you.
What a cold open,
The Babylon
man.
Project was our
That is
last
a cold
hope.
open.
Yeah. Also, just point of trivia. Did you know that in seasons 3, 4, and 5, Londo didn't wear a wig? That was his natural hair.
Bull.
Yeah, it's just
Your ship is ready, Entuza.
So one of our council
Another
chambers
seems
did point
to have
out earlier
disturbed you.
that while the leader of the
Perhaps if you
Rangers
told
is all
me what it
Enlashok
says, I
Nah
might be able-
Mhm.
or Enlashok 1, Ranger 1, only these three were until Zod.
Correct. Yeah, we've learned that.
But they also said, don't look into that too much. Don't.
Yeah.
This was meant for me alone.
What a great ponderous look right there.
Tell the others to
Pained.
continue their work in my absence.
He knows what's
Nothing
up.
must interfere
Dude,
with that.
this is the still, this is Jeffrey
Thank you for
Sinclair.
everything you've done.
I don't know that that's Michael O'Hare, but that is Jeffrey Sinclair.
When I first came here,
Very.
I don't think anyone really trusted me. You were the first.
Where Delenn points, I follow. She pointed to you.
He's in love with Delenn too.
I have done nothing worthy of praise.
Well, with your help, we've created something bigger than we are. Come what may, the Rangers will finish the work ahead. Take care with it.
I was calling him Rathen. It's Rathen.
Riven. I heard him say Riven. Rithen?
Right here, we are now looking at the only inconsistency between Walkabout and War Without End viewing order.
Okay.
What's Alkesh doing here? In my head, I was like, well, who said this is happening at the exact same time? This scene could have happened back before. Like, this could be happening while Kosh is getting Kosh.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Kosh was not always on the station.
Right? Yeah.
There is not a thing in the world that tells me that Ulkesh didn't leave the station and come over here to Minbar to be here in this particular moment.
It's like, this is when he's going to open the box.
There's nothing about this that is weird to me.
I have the strangest feeling. I will never see him again.
No, but you'll kind of...
closed circle. He is returning to the beginning.
The beginning of what?
Everything.
So here is the inconsistency there. On B5, he was a dick.
Yes.
Here, he was kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
He kind of had that Kosh thing. Like, he was sort of chilling and vibing. He didn't have that edge to him here. That maybe I give you as an inconsistency, but even that's like, he's in that mode there. He's in a different mode here.
Yep.
Maybe he was just really angry there, and he's not normally like that.
Well, he's here to guide the development, really, of the Minbari as we move into this next Shadow War that they know is coming. On on B5, he's there to represent the Vorlon. Like, those are different things.
That's fair. And Dundradal points out that the voice is very different as well. Yeah, but if I'm angry and I'm talking like this, well, that's a different voice than what I have. So yes, Dylan wants us to discuss whether it's guiding or manipulating.
We have.
And we will.
A signal's coming from Sector 14. That's where Babylon 4 disappeared. Ever since it was yanked through time to wherever the hell it was going, the area's been a mess. Time doesn't work right in there. So what if the signal is from the future? Captain, I'd like to check it out.
I'll authorize it.
Whoa.
Sinclair.
Ambassador Sinclair now.
Will you be staying long?
That is a far more interesting question than you might suspect.
Actually, no, he won't, because he's going to the other Babylon station.
Right.
Move along.
So, Ivanova, I'll see you in about 8 hours.
Garibaldi heads out. JMS talked a little bit about the bad blood between Michael O'Hare and Jerry Doyle. Yeah. And he said that, and if you remember right, at some point at the end of the second part, we kind of explain how they're never in the same place at the same time. But it was a very intentional move to be like, hey, we're going to keep this a safe work environment for the both of you. You go this, Garibaldi.
I wonder if they even had them like on different days. Like, hey, don't come to work this day.
That or just on, well, they only had the one location to film. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah. That's and the animosity there really was just a spillover from the first season, where I guess Jerry didn't know or necessarily understand what he was dealing with. And even if he still was just
didn't care. He's like, how come he gets to this stuff? And
it does beg a question: if Michael O'Hare never left, how long before Jerry would have left?
Oh yeah, that's a good
or
question.
Gotten fired.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
No longer been with the show.
And frankly, between the two, we kept the right one.
It worked out.
The story worked out.
Mm-hmm.
It really worked out. That's the better way to say it.
Delenn.
There's like,
you don't think we night? So Rithan was like, "Where Delenn leads, I will follow," or whatnot, right?
Yeah.
It'd be fun if like everybody on Minbar loved Delenn.
We are gray.
Right?
Like the way Linear kind of has it.
When Linear walked in, he was like, "Oh God, please don't be Chrysalis again. It took me so long to clean that up."
I'm still finding threads.
She got a note too.
And we haven't had a shadow attack.
Now wait a minute. Is that not the note that she was given way back in season 2? Remember when like Jerry Doyle had the note, or Garibaldi had the note? I think Ivanova had a note, and then Delenn had a note, and we saw that. Is that not that note from back then, or is this a new note?
It's a new note. The note they got, those were on data crystals. Those were recordings.
Captain, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you must come with me to the White Star at once. Also Ivanova and one other.
Who?
Well,
the JMS says that the electricity was palpable when they filmed this scene.
Oh, yeah?
Like, the two had spent a tremendous amount of time together, just chatting, getting to know each other. And
meaning Bruce and Michael.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the two of them on set together, like, it was a really big moment for everybody on the cast and the crew.
Okay, so you and I had a theory, and I wonder if JMS spoke to this at all, that a lot of Michael O'Hare's words here a lot of Sinclair's words here were actually proxies for Michael O'Hare's words. Like when he's like, "Hey, I've really missed being here. It's been a long time. Hey, you've done a good job keeping hold of my station." Like a lot of these things are really
validating.
I'm trying to say metaphorical, but it's not metaphorical.
No, it's quite literal.
Meta. It's very meta, kind of an idea. Does JMS speak to that at all?
Not really. I mean, if he did, I didn't make a note on.
Fair enough.
Looks like I got here just in time. You've done a good job looking after the place. I couldn't have wished for better.
Delenn, how did you know that?
Yeah. That's not just about Babylon
sentence,
5, the station. It's also about Babylon 5, the show.
Sheridan, go.
Captain, we've got Mr. Garibaldi on channel 2.
Put him through.
That was a little O'Hare there, too.
Like, oh,
Sector 14, so I thought I'd try a long-range scan. Temporal rift is twice as big as it was before.
Any idea what's responsible?
Yeah, it's being caused by an extremely powerful tachyon field being transmitted right into the center of the rift. Hey, Captain, it's coming from Epsilon 3.
Tachyons. I know what tachyons mean. And my dude.
There he is.
My dude. Dude needs a toothbrush.
You see,
A chisel.
just as Zathras said, not good. Definitely not good. We must tell Dral. No, Dral told Zathras what to do. So Zathras will do much dying.
So that was originally Mathras, but really we know it's Zathras.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They're killing us. Can anyone hear me?
Hey, we've seen
They're
that.
killing us.
That's another timeline.
Jeez, begin recording.
Can anyone help us? This is
So
Commander Susan
this
Ivanova
was
of Babylon 5.
intended to be the Minbari attacking the station.
We're
Yes.
under attack.
Initially.
I repeat, we're under attack.
Back in Signs and Portents, or
Captain's
before.
dead.
Well, but even in Babylon Squared when they filmed it, the idea was
Probably.
this would be the
They're coming
Minbari.
in all over the place.
But now it's changed. Not my favorite Claudia Christian acting moment, frankly.
We were quite hard on her the first time around, I remember. But JMS says a lot of people came and made comments about her losing control during this. Similar to we were. She's military. This is part of the job. Like, she should be trained for this. He says, with her sure that she was about to die, he wanted to release a bit of her held back emotions. Ivanova is a fairly stoic individual. But then he also said that Claudia played it a bit too hysterical at times. So a little bit of acknowledgement there.
As Babylon 4 neared completion, the allies of the Shadows recognized it for what it was and sent these ships.
Allies of the
to
Shadows.
destroy it. Striking without warning, they would have succeeded in their attack.
Dude, that is like, what the
White Star?
Delenn, are you saying we stole Babylon 4?
But that was years ago. Yes, and that is exactly where we must go.
I would say if you didn't take Babylon 4, Babylon 5 would never
Delenn,
exist.
the question of who stole Babylon
But then
4
neither
is
would
the
Babylon
biggest mystery of
4,
the last
so it
decade. Now
never
you're
would have
telling me
happened.
it was me? Is me? Is going to be me?
I kind of like that.
John, with Babylon 4, we will be able to save my people and yours.
Timestamp on the message is dated 8 days from now. 8 days from now, we go straight to hell. Unless you found somewhere to stop it.
Stand by.
I've come a long way to be here for this. I'd hate to just turn around and go back again. Besides, I think we'd work well together, like Butch and Sundance, Lewis and Clark, Lucy and Ethel.
Lucy and Ethel.
It's such a weird, like, randomization of pulling three duos together.
Yeah.
You know?
Said, greatest adventure of all.
Like all from the 20th century.
Knew.
Yeah. Although I very much appreciate the Lucy
All right.
and Ethel one.
Let's do it.
Like, probably more so than the
Lucy and
others.
Ethel? Sheridan to Garibaldi.
I can see Butch and...
We're on it.
Okay, let's
Head
play
on
the
back
game
to
real
the
quick.
barn.
We're going to play this game. We're going to play this game.
right.
We got to make it better. Lewis and Clark is the one that throws me off.
Yeah.
Butch and Sundance I get.
I can see that
Lucy
one.
and Ethel I get.
Lucy and Ethel, especially when you add Zathras to the equation.
Oh, absolutely, right?
Imagine
Right,
him-
because Zathras is now Fred or whatever. but give me a better one than Lewis and Clark that fits the other two.
Okay. Bonnie and Clyde.
That kind of had the lover thing going on. Maybe not.
But I'm just thinking heist-wise.
Oh, I do like the heist wise.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk and Spock. What if you said Kirk and
There
Spock?
you go, right? Hawk and Animal.
Oh.
Delenn, it appears we're being followed.
He said he was sending along one of his aides.
Sorry. Much apologizing. Zathras has great responsibilities. No,
Dude, all those little
thinking
ferrets on his
about
jacket.
I was looking for the one.
Says his name is Zathras. We don't know how he got aboard, where he came from, or what race he is. I've never
Not
seen
the
an
one.
alien like him before.
Not the one.
Right.
Not the one.
Not the
Not the one what?
Not the one.
We've met before on Babylon 4.
Oh.
Not yet.
No.
It was my past.
That was Zathras.
Your
I am
future.
Zathras.
Zathras.
Report back to the station. Keep an eye on things while we're gone.
What are you talking about? I should go with you.
Negative. Report to base.
No, somebody's
Can't
here
take
and
the
you don't
whole
want to see
command
him.
staff on this one. You've done your job.
Captain,
That's an order, Mr. Garibaldi.
This was the favor Sinclair needed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, will you make sure Garibaldi's not around? I just can't with that guy. Send him an email or something.
I did as you asked. I sent him home and didn't tell him you were here.
That really is the favor you needed.
Did you want to talk to him?
More than you'll ever know.
So I got a lot of things I'd like to say to him, actually. It is so fun how different this stuff rings, this knowing their relationship when we didn't know it the first time.
They burn through levels 7 and 8. Can't stop them.
This is Jerry Doyle. Jerry Doyle living his best life right here.
Jeff, it's okay. I finally understand. It's the moment I was born for. Now go. 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 Wait. They're coming through.
You know, it really does make me sad in real life, knowing that those two had such personal issues with each other that they could never work out, you know? Like, to the point they couldn't even be on set together for the most part. Like, unless they were absolutely required to be in the same shot. Because you can do stand-ins and stuff otherwise.
Yeah.
I won't let it happen.
I mean, even Shannon Doherty and Luke Perry were able to be in the scene together.
Well, looks like this is it. Everybody get ready. Mr. Lanier, move us into the rift.
Also, don't put this anchor in a place that could be easily broken.
Right.
Maybe treat it with some care.
Right.
Just think about 5,000 years ago.
Just concentrate really hard and that'll do it. I mean, it does look like that's how the pilots are piloting. They're just, for the audio listeners, I just put my hands out and let them sit still because I'm controlling it through my thoughts.
It's multi-knuckle, manipulation they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not fun to watch.
I love this shot.
Yeah.
I love the shot of that's like his approval that he's okay with Sheridan taking his not only his station but his girl, frankly, because that's supposed to be his girl.
It was supposed to be.
Fine. Hey, you missed all the excitement. Ambassador Sinclair was here.
You kidding, right?
No,
Where is he?
you're gone. He took off with the captain and everybody else on the White Star.
You know what clip I want to see? I want to see them not telling Jerry Doyle that Michael O'Hare's back in this episode, and he comes in and this he doesn't have the script.
Yeah.
Like Jerry Doyle is just like, what do you mean? Like, it's a real reaction. That's the one I want.
Those shadow fighters really are here somewhere. We have to find them.
I've got
That's a great shot right there. I never really realized.
Show me.
Like, that's everybody. All lined up.
Peekaboo. Susan, Michael. Socks, fast and zip.
Negative on password.
I love that they went back to that.
Yeah, that's good.
Hello, old friend.
Password confirmed. Stand by.
I like to.
Hello, Michael. By the time you get this, I should be long gone. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you I was here, but I had to leave something. I couldn't leave without saying goodbye.
What's that
You see,
background?
Michael, I won't be coming back from Babylon 4.
He's in the set of
And if you went with me,
Pirates of the
you
Caribbean.
wouldn't make it back.
That's what it
either.
is. What is that?
It's the big bomb they're going to attach to the reactor.
Firing range for automatic systems.
The stabilizer! It's hit!
Right.
John!
Right in my time anchor.
What happened to him?
Oh,
Not
no.
good. Not good.
Stabilizer damaged.
Time stabilizer not on him.
Zathras warned, but no one listened to Zathras. No. What do you mean, unstuck in time? Where is he? In the past? In the future? Cannot say.
Putting the future back on track may be our only chance to save him. What's our status?
That's some Commander Sinclair right there.
I do remember thinking this was a
Good. We came here to do a job.
contrivance within the show to get Sheridan out of the way so Sinclair could sit in the captain's chair one more time.
Right there, yeah. Oh, I can see that.
But it works for the story. Like, it serves the story, but also...
Oh, what
Makes
happened?
me wonder if when those guys take those helmets off, does their hair just go like...
Boing, boing, boing.
What am I doing here?
Welcome back from the abyss, Sheridan.
I mean, talk about a severe case of helmet head, if not. Like,
As always, is quite exceptional.
Your timing.
Just in time to die.
You know what time it is? Time to die.
What am I doing here?
What are you?
What I am doing is what someone should have done a long time ago. Putting you out of my misery. Fitting punishment for your crimes.
What crimes?
Here's the thing. Here's what we know. This is all an act by Londo.
Crime of convenience.
Right?
During your little war, you drove away the shadows. Oh, yes. But you did not think to clean up your mess. If a few of their minions, their dark servants, came to Centauri Prime, well, where is the harm in that? Yes?
Also, Londo, you told him to F off when they came to offer help and stuff, so.
Right.
You want to see the harm? Do you?
What's interesting with this is I remember the first time around we were so confused. This is 20 years in the future after all this happened, and there's still fires raging. But when you read the Centauri trilogy of books, it's like, oh yeah, the war is actually still happening on Centauri Prime.
What's happening on Centauri Prime?
So the Drakh are actively working. Londo is a figurehead and nothing else. They basically have a version of the Hitler Youth set up, and like it's this awful, they're blowing places up, they're building their own facilities, and just taking over Centauri Prime.
And
while
it's taken
keeping
them 20 years to do that.
They did it slowly because they wanted the people to want it. Essentially, like they infiltrated, and there were ministers and stuff they had on the dole, and it was, I mean, it's a fascinating, deep story, but they had stuff set up to blow up, and it's filthy. It took about 20 years for Veer to end it all.
So it took another 20 years after this point for Veer to end it all?
After this is not far. I don't think this is far from the end. Although it's been
it's not, because Londo says way back in like Born to the Purple Gathering, something like that, I'm not dying for another 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're 3 years in, and I think this is supposed to be 17 years in the future. Because I remember doing the math on that, going, wait a sec, that's right when Londo's supposed to die.
Yeah. And he dies a few minutes after this.
He does, right? Right. And so then Veer becomes emperor, and then all of this just starts going away, or it takes Veer another 20 years to get rid of all this.
Veer has been spending time over the last 17 years doing
and it will
stuff.
take him maybe a couple years into his emperorship to write
to
this.
completely clear everything out. And in fact, Veer and Timoth.
Really?
She plays quite a role as well.
Oh,
it's a series
she's the
worth
one
reading.
character I say really should have come back.
Agreed. And they did her beautifully.
Good.
In the series. And I think, we have our vision of Londo as the tragic hero. He's the one who carries everything through the end. And the books double down on that, specifically with Timoth, where he's like, they kind of get back together or a little bit. And he's like, you can't be here. Bad things will happen to you if you're here. And so he just cuts her off. It's hardcore,
but he does that to keep her safe.
Yeah.
Again, we go back to that idea. Londo has all the power, but now he has to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Where before he didn't have to wear a mask, but he had no power.
Yep. Exactly.
I need Lanier to stay with the ship. Can you get the equipment up here by yourself?
Yes. Zathras is used to being beast of burden to other people's needs. Very sad life. Probably have very sad death. At least there is symmetry. Go. Zathras, take care.
Look on Delen's face like, we get it, dude. We get it.
Why do your people always ask if someone is ready right before you're going to do something massively unwise?
Tradition. To be continued.
That's a great line to go out on.
It really is.
Why are you always doing something? Why do you ask that question when you're about to do something massively stupid?
Tradition.
All right, Jeff, couple of thoughts here in between the episodes.
What do you got?
No, I'm asking you. Couple of thoughts in between the episodes.
I think we've really talked. I'm eager to get into the second part. I don't know if there's anything we haven't really talked through, except one thing I do want to dive in, and we'll see it really in the second part too. When we think about the film in the beginning, so much revolves around like this moment that we're seeing, and that fleshes some of it out. This fleshes some of it out. The Centauri trilogy fleshes some of it out. Like it's probably the one moment in the Babylon 5 canon that you need the most pieces to really understand just this very simple moment of Londo in a throne room.
Yeah. I have to tell you, knowing the whole thing makes this episode infinitely more enjoyable.
Absolutely.
Like it was so good the first time around, but it's a whole different journey the second time around. Like I'm just sitting here like
watching.
I'm watching. I'm enjoying. I know where it's getting ready to go. I'm watching for the moments that I want to watch. I'm looking over to you to see how you're reacting at a specific moment. And if you don't react the right way, I'm going to be mad at you.
Of course, yeah.
You know, I'm looking at the chat over here. Are they reacting the right way? Or, you know, I'm doing that thing because this is such a great. It's so much fun. I don't know that anything has changed for me though between the first two so far.
Right.
Like the same things I thought the first time around, the same amount of fun I'm having with that, I'm having that again. Maybe it's in a little bit of a different way, but I'm having that again. You know,
it was the joy of discovery and like seeing the things connect. Now it's the joy of knowing what happens, but it's the same joy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Episode 2.
Previously on Babylon 5.
It has waited, locked and sealed.
All right. What are the symbols? We have like the Irish Trinity symbol right here.
Right. Yeah.
Which the tree
the
one.
Trinity.
That works. Do you know what the medallion is that's up above that symbol?
I don't recognize that.
I really like the fact they put the Trinity symbol on this.
Yeah.
Which also works for Minbari culture as a whole, because 3 is such a big number for Minbari culture as a whole.
Right.
You know, that's something that could have been there for years and years and years, and everybody would have assumed one thing, and then turns out it actually meant something else altogether.
The whole time.
That's cool. You know, I didn't like the idea of it being an alternate future type thing.
We can begin moving it through time.
But I can accept it
from
now.
drifting.
It's a thing in Dune.
Protect you.
Like the prescience, there's countless possible futures based on the decisions we make, the choices.
No!
There is the legacy of your war. The price we pay.
I gotta say though,
Abandon us to the
I mean, Londo's got a lot of bloviating and bravado here, but he's the one that told them to take a hike.
But not in this amount of time.
But again,
year
he
is
still
this?
has to
This is the last year.
put a show on, right?
And the last day and the last hour of your life. 17 years.
He says to
began
himself.
Your great crusade. I cannot recall my world from what it has become, but I can thank you properly for your role in it.
Dude, the age spots, the makeup consistency from when we first saw this back in The Gathering is really Midnight Firing Line. It's rather remarkable.
Any word on that explosion? Main-bot reports are coming in right now. It's definitely thermonuclear in origin.
All right. I want every
I'm
inch
really
of that
glad they
blast
could have gotten
area
this
searched
actor
and
back to do
double
this
all patrols
episode,
inside the
because
station in case anyone
he
tries
could have been
to
busy
breach
and
the
booked
hull.
and
right.
Well, luck's about the only thing we've got on our side right now. Sure as hell don't have much of anything else.
I remember saying this. Marcus just disappeared.
Marcus?
When I watched it, I remember saying Marcus just something's about to go down, and Marcus just did a thing.
And Lashok says what?
What was what? Good move. How'd you know they were coming?
Didn't.
I was saying, look,
Might not be the worst time to be discovered. So
it takes Marcus with a metal pike.
Like I said,
Ivanova did
I
it with her
don't
bare
believe in
hands.
I forgot about that. I love how he ducked like crap.
He looks like a dog.
I accepted this fate a long time ago. They cannot harm me. I'm not afraid. Not if you are with me. Our son is safe. That's all that matters.
Our son?
John.
What?
I love you.
So JMS says.
This is the kiss. This is the first kiss, right?
It's the first kiss that's not their first kiss. We freaked out about this the first time. He says, I kept leading up to that first kiss over and over, but deliberately never quite got there. I knew that when it came time to do it, I wanted to do it in just the way you describe. Whoever was saying it, what did the comment? It would and wouldn't be a first kiss, both at exactly the same time. So there's the moment everyone's been waiting for, but not in quite the way anyone expected.
How very JMS.
It's wild when people do those big build-up first kisses in ways that no one would ever anticipate, but actually work really well for Jeff, who hates on-air relationships.
But we achieved everything we set out to achieve. We created something that will endure for 1,000 years. Price, John. The terrible, terrible price.
What was the terrible, terrible price?
I think it was the son. Didn't David die? Or didn't he get taken over by because Londo delivered the urn that had the keeper in it as a gift for David, and didn't David get taken over by the keeper? It was that, and then it was also
Or fast forward with what we know, Sheridan's about to die and he's basically going to lose his life, and he's going to get 20 years, and he's almost done with his 20 years at this point here in this.
Yeah, that's what they're saying in the chat also. Maybe it is that. And I honestly still think that's so dumb. Like, oh, so you know when he's going to die.
Yeah, you got 20 years. Do you know how long 20 years is in a life?
Long time. Yeah.
You know, a terrible, terrible price. Okay, me 20 years from now, I'll be 65. Okay. Hopefully I still have at least another 20 years after that.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe more. And given my family history, it's entirely possible that I might. But if I were to die then, no one would be shocked. You know what I mean? Like it would be sad. It would have been a young-ish death, but dying at 65, like that's
not unheard of.
Right.
Like
it's not like I died now.
Yeah.
And that's the terrible, terrible cost, you know? So I feel what you're saying, but also they're going to lose him quicker than they should have.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, he's in the military. He could die at any point, you know? And there's so with it not being David, also, she mentioned earlier, David is okay. And also sleeping in light that happens after this. They talk about, you know, we were very upset because David didn't show up to hang out on his thing. I like here, Colin says in the chat, going back to your old theory that Delenn is a villain. I don't remember that theory, but I kind of love it. Just think if she'd actually given specific and poignant advice here instead of just complaining about the state of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. To which she does tell him, don't go to Zahadum.
Yeah. Which he totally ignores.
But it's not just that he ignores it. He is compelled. He has to make the choice. And by the way, I'm going to talk about this a lot later, so I don't want to dive too much into it now. But given the set of circumstances and the set of information he had, despite old Delenn saying, don't go do this, don't go do this, and the other warnings, if you go to Zahadum, you will die. Listen, all of that might be true, but given everything I have right now, I have to go. And if I die, I die.
Yeah.
If it happens, it happens. Right. But I have to go. This is not just an ignoring. I've heard that. I've taken this into account. I'm weighing that against other information. And on the balance, the choice I'm making is to go. And it's the choice he's making that's going to determine what becomes of him and her and all of this. And we'll talk about more of that. We'll talk more about that later.
Okay. I didn't think I would see you again before the end.
Is there anything I can do to prevent this? I mean, there's still a chance.
No. This future can only be changed by surrendering to the shadows. And that price is too high to pay.
But we have a son.
Yes. We have David.
Out. Now.
Sarah in the chat makes a really good point. If he had not gone to Zahadum, he would not have found Lorien. If he did not find Lorien, they wouldn't have been able to get the Shadows and the Vorlons to go beyond the Rim willingly.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
They're all holding on to each other and stuff, and Sheridan still has to be so confused. Like,
you will excuse me if I do not stand. I have had considerable to drink. It is the only way that we can be alone.
This coming out of the shadows thing is awesome. I love the symbolism there.
Like
he's in the dark. He's in the shadow. And it's only now that he can come out of the shadow and have a real conversation. It's coming out of the shadow.
And he can do it because of alcohol. So Jeff's takeaway in this is that to not be evil, get blitzed.
Not what I would have taken out of that, but sure. By the way, this is the kind of metaphor that I love watching.
Right. Like this physical.
You know, when a certain color of light is like on half your face and others on the other half. Like that's the sort of production stuff that I love. Coming out of the shadow. Londo coming out of it is so good.
Wake what? Then you do not know. You cannot see it while it is awake.
I also loved his line read. I don't know if it was in the script or not. I suppose I could look. But he didn't say I've had a considerable amount to drink. He said I've had a considerable to drink.
It cannot hold its liquor, you see.
There it is.
I have learned that if I drink just enough, I can put it to sleep a few minutes where I am in charge of myself again. But the few minutes have been growing shorter and shorter. We do not have much time.
As the series goes on and things get weird, more and more weird between Londo and Sheridan, on our first time through, we were just like, dude, You saw the keeper. Like, how could you not know this? So if I'm Sheridan, some of the things that came back was like, well, they don't know. He doesn't know when he got it put on. Yeah. If I go back as Sheridan, I am immediately going to assume he's already got it on him because he's been acting all kinds of crazy for a long time. And the fact this never comes up again. Really?
Yeah.
I think their handling of Sheridan's it's information
Knowledge of the
overload.
future.
But I mean, he's going to remember he had a kid. He remembers don't go to Zaha Doom. He remembers that he kissed Elen. He's going to remember a big bulbous freaky thing that Londo had to drunk himself to get, but he doesn't.
He may not remember the goblet that he had, but he's going to remember the big beats. Yeah. And big freaky thing on his shoulder, neck is a big beat. It's a point. Yeah.
JMS on this called he officially named that thing the Keeper, and he said it's one of the many things that work for the Shadows, the minions and whatnot. But he also said he never liked the design of the Keeper or how it was shot.
Yeah,
and he chalks it up to accepting it up to the great. He chalks accepting it up to the great art of the compromise.
Well, I want to know what was the. Well, how did this come? How was this the compromise? Like, what were the choices between?
Yeah,
before,
and what did he want? Like, how did he envision it?
Yeah, probably it was. Here's what I want, and here's what I've drawn it out. We don't have the budget for that.
Yeah,
here's what we have the budget for.
Slime from a quarter machine.
My world, all I hope for, gone. You two are my last chance for this place.
I'm sorry. You and I are intentionally trying to not pause this as often, but Ben put something in the chat that directly answers what you just said.
Yep. Ben did, and so did Deborah. There's two good ones in here to bring up.
Well, no, but talking about why did Sheridan not mention the Keeper when he went back in time, having knowledge of it? And Ben says he asked JMS that very question back in the day, which, by the way, Ben, under what circumstance did you ask him that question? Just want to know. Probably at a con, but I still want to know. And basically what he said was that there was too much going on for Sheridan to really have been sure, but he also acknowledges that they should have acknowledged it. That there should have been something where Sheridan was like, maybe not, and make a decision to basically be like, yeah, I wonder if that's the Keeper that's happening right now. I'm not sure. I should play it cool until I know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And at least had that be the explanation. And he just didn't. Should have, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Thought about it later. That makes a whole lot of sense. So, and yeah, it turns out Londo was supposed to say, I have had considerable to drink.
Great line.
My people. For my own redemption, there is a
he wants the redemption of Londo Mollari.
Right.
My God will take you there. In exchange for your lives, all I ask is that you and your allies help to free my people. I can do nothing more for them. Go now. Quickly.
So, real quick, because this affects a conversation that we continued to have for many a year later in the redemption of Londo Mollari.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about, I have to do this for my own redemption. I'm going to state, now this is Brent speaking here. Okay. Londo's redemption was complete at the very long night of Londo Mollari. Okay. Being redeemed does not alleviate one of consequences.
Right.
You still have to deal with consequences. There's still a very real thing. But what we see Londo doing Londo is a freaking hero.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, even now in this moment, he is a hero. Because it's easy to look at this moment right here and be like, okay, so he's lived this whole life of all this bad and all this stuff he's been doing for the last 20 something years. And here at the very end, he's going to do this one good thing and that supposedly redeems him. Most of us would be like, no. Maybe no, right? For the last 20 years, Londo has been working out his redemption.
Yeah.
The redemption was complete, but he has been living in that state. He has been working that out. And this is just one further, maybe even the final act of furtherance in that. Because as soon as this is done, he's going to look at Jakar and be like, okay,
do me.
Time to get it out. Right.
And that gets validated in the Centauri trilogy. He spends the whole 20 years fighting as he can.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, I just want to clarify, his redemption is complete. It happened back then.
Mm-hmm.
This is him working it out which is just is rather remarkable. But what it is not is this moment here is not his redemption.
Agreed. He's well redeemed.
Yes. It's that because he's been redeemed, he can do all this.
Yeah.
You are there, my old friend?
Yes.
They will never make it.
Okay, what have we seen before this moment? Is it just hands around the throat?
We've seen Jakar come up with the thing around his eye.
Right.
We haven't seen this conversation.
And it will alert the others.
We've never heard him say, hello, my old friend, or come here, my old friend.
To this point, we thought it was Jakar murdering him.
Yeah.
They do not take betrayal lightly. I am as tired of my life as you are.
I hate myself just as much as you hate me now.
What is it? What is it?
I'm being pulled back again.
Then take these words back with you to the past. Treasure the moments you have. Savor them for as long as you can, for they will never come back again.
Thanks.
John,
all right, platitude Delenn.
Do not go to Zachadum. Do you understand? Do not go to Zachadum.
Yeah, Delenn's wrong about that.
Yeah.
She's just, that is wrong, and that is a selfish thing for her to say.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
But also probably something that is spoken in somewhat ignorance.
I don't know.
You know?
Because she knows the role Lorien played.
Yeah, but I don't know that she really understands. Well, she should. She should. And there's Veer.
And that little up. So you thought there was some sinisterness to that.
I did.
And I can see that.
Well, I was wondering if there was sinisterness. Like, I didn't know. That was the thing. I didn't know.
In fact, you pointed out, like with Londo, there was the metaphor, like the physical, visual metaphor, the shadow.
Yeah.
There's shadowing on Veer here. I want to pay attention to that. Half in shadow, half not.
Yeah, more like 3/4 in shadow.
Yeah, if we follow that shadow metaphor, there's some not good there.
Maybe. But here's the thing. I would be willing to look at that and go, no metaphor, that's just set lighting with where they have him.
Yeah.
Okay. But here's the difference of what I see there. Knowing what I now know, I don't see any sinisterism there.
Okay.
Because here, I'm going to roll it back. We're going to watch it one more time. I want you to note the look on Veer's face.
Mm-hmm.
Note the sigh at the end.
Okay.
There is nothing to like, ha, 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 ha. But I 100% not know. If I didn't know what I know, like we did when we first, I'm seeing the shadow. I'm interpreting that as being something, you know, but at this point, no. I'm not interpreting that, but let's watch it one more time. But look at the look on Veer's face. It is purely innocent. It is purely
like,
okay.
God.
Oh gosh. And it's my time now. And here we are. This is, I mean, he has loved this man for how many years?
Yeah.
And really, I mean, Veer has gone to bat for Londo so many times beyond what Londo ever deserved.
Yeah.
And Andy in our chat points out, maybe it's even a look of relief. So let's really look through the shadows and see Veer's face.
Okay.
See how well Stephen First is acting this. Here, I'm even going to do this just to blow it up a bit. Right there.
Yep.
Right there.
And
that
you can
moment,
even, before that, you can even hear the exhale of like.
Yeah. When his, like right up to that moment where his eyes drop, it's something. But then you're like, no.
So Zathras thinks.
Yeah.
Marcus, we're stealing a station to fight in a war that was over 1,000 years ago. We're all mad. You know, I've been thinking, Delenn said that their great leader Valen.
We're all bad.
At about the same time, and Lear said that Valen was Minbari.
I like that it starts inflating.
Yeah, I love how they use Marcus in this episode. Yeah, I don't even believe in luck. Chogonk. Oh, and they expect us to believe that suit's just going to have somebody show up in it.
Right. But it starts, even Delenn says in our chat, the physics of the suit inflating makes no sense. And that's absolutely right. If he was just time hopping in, he would just be in the suit. Actually, he would replace the suit.
He would replace it.
Think we'll get a chance to meet him?
Don't know, it'd be an honor though.
He came in as goo, though, and had to form.
Defeated the Shadows, formed the Grey Council.
Major, your reactor core has become unstable, approaching critical. It's not going to last very long.
We have to evacuate.
No, not after all this.
Major, if this is as bad as it sounds, we could lose the whole station. We have nearly 2,000 workers on board. You don't want to jeopardize their safety. If it's safe, we can come back. But if it's not,
All right.
I like this actor, the lieutenant. He's got a gravitas to him. Yeah, here it is. Anna.
This is the one I still can't believe you were right about. I cannot believe that you were right about this. I love it because it makes all the sense in the world, and it's so dumb to me. But I love it.
Look at her, Mr. House, with her little snow glitter globe.
Hello.
No.
That's pretty dramatic there, Delenn.
What was that?
Time flash. See yourself forward or backward in time.
Jeff, oh my God, what happened?
What was bound to happen as soon as we went forward in time again. When Garibaldi and I came to Babylon 4 the last time, we passed through the time distortion field without any kind of protection. I always wondered if it would have any long-term effects if we were exposed to the field again. That's why I didn't want him along.
But we can fix it, right? I mean, you're not going to keep getting older
There's
the closer
your-
we get
there's
to our
your
own time, are
explanation.
you? Is he?
Zathras does not know for certain, but is good chance. Yes.
Either way, we can't stop to worry about this now. We've got a job to finish. Sheridan disappeared again just as the field went up. If we don't get him back soon, we may lose him permanently. Is there any way you can fix his time stabilizer?
I have
Again, very much a Commander Sinclair. Bad thing happened to me, we keep going.
Delicate.
This doesn't change things.
We've got one last shot at this. Let's make the best of it.
Like, this really makes me miss him as the station commander. Like, he's just got so much authority that's natural and good.
Cannot run out of time. There is infinite time.
That's me and Garibaldi when we came here 2 years ago. Our time to answer a distress call from Babylon 4.
This is where everything's got to line up.
Shuttle 1 to escort wing.
This is where the Babylon 5 editing crew is like,
We'll go in and check it out first. Once we know it's clear, we'll signal you to proceed with the evacuation.
We may have it in another couple of hours.
It's too long. What if I can adjust the power from CNC?
Great idea if you can get there.
I can do it. I just gotta be careful.
The work they did to line this up with Babylon Squared
24 hours after
to make it look like this was intended the entire
we
time.
began noticing discrepancies in the time track system. We thought it was a computer glitch. Then all hell broke loose.
It is fun to think about, like, okay, what is footage from the original show versus what did they reshoot here? You know?
Not the one.
Not the one what?
Not
Is
the
that
one.
season 1 lighting?
Won't talk. Can't talk. Not the one. They told me. They did. Zathras listens. He does, yes. Zathras listens.
I do remember the first time we saw Babylon Squared of thinking he's not the one yet. I remember saying that.
Yeah.
It's not that he's not the one, it's he's not the one yet.
Entire evacuation from the docking bay. Let's move out. Move out!
Okay, that should do it. I've got control of the core. If you're finished down there, back off, because I'm going to start her up.
Roger that. Heading in.
Commander, don't.
In our first time, we thought that was because he was touching himself. Sort of a thing. But it's because Delenn is in time flux and isn't stable in the time.
But in the original treatment, it was him touching himself.
Yeah.
So we were right.
We were.
But
and
again, he retcons it and makes it work within the story. And well done, you.
Yeah. Even worse when Zathras is like, the one.
Yeah.
Because you got 3 options.
You must leave now. Finished we are. There is no more time.
It's definitely a retcon, though. But that's sometimes that's what you got to do, though, right? Original plan doesn't work out. Now I'm going to retcon it to mean this other thing. Instead of just ignoring it and going against canon and going against what I just said, I'm going to work it in and make it happen.
In a real way, Babylon 5 is just a retcon.
I don't know.
On a retcon that worked out beautifully.
A little while ago, and they passed out.
He must have fixed it.
No, this isn't my stabilizer. There's no sign of damage. Someone must have put this on me. Switch places.
But if you're here, then who's
Delenn again sacrificing herself, like we learned in Comes the Inquisitor would happen. That she'd be happy to do. She did it in a heartbeat.
That's a good connect, Jeff. Good connect.
You have a destiny. Go.
A density.
Please. Go for
I am your density.
Yeah, that's not a position you want to be in right there.
No. Bye, fellows.
He's like, no, wait,
fellows.
Babylon 4 to Shuttle 1. Garibaldi, do you read me? Watch your back, Michael. Watch your back.
Target is outside of communication
in range. Unable to make contact.
That's the dumbest heads-up warning. Hey, watch your back. Someone's going to shoot you in the back.
Well, I mean, Delenn gives the dumbest, cherish every moment and whatever, and don't go to Zahadu.
I'm not going to tell you why. Used up all that time already.
Zathras knew you would not leave him. Zathras trusts the One.
See, that is a much better use of the I just knew than what happened in Stargate with Sam with Cassandra at the bottom of the thing.
Yes, agreed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was such a cheap.
I tried to warn him.
How strong was Delenn? Sinclair couldn't move that pole by himself. What's Delenn going to do?
The way I remember it.
I know. It's time. We have to go. They're waiting for us.
Okay, of all the things they did differently and to try to make these two things match up, this is the one that bothers me the most.
And JMS has an explanation.
Well, alrighty then.
It was one of those days when it was a hideous production schedule. I wasn't on set, and it slipped by everybody.
It makes me feel better knowing that it clearly bothers him too.
Yeah.
It makes me feel better. So.
And an honest mistake, not a, just, oops.
Could you and Marcus give us a minute here? There's something we need to discuss. Alone.
But Zathras can stay.
Zathras.
Like if I'm one of them, that's what I'm saying. But Zathras can stay.
You followed the One, but the one you pointed to was
Delenn. Yes, Zathras knew. All Minbari believe is around three castes: worker, warrior, religious.
Literally getting goosebumps right now.
Languages.
Like, this is so
light,
good.
Dark, gray. The 9 of the Grey Council. 3 times 3. All is 3. As you are 3. As you are 1. As you are the One.
Trinity.
You are the one who was. You are the one who is. You are the one who will be. You are the beginning of the story, and the middle of the story, and the end of the story. It creates the next great story. In your heart, you know what Zathras says is true.
You know what's nuts? Is like, this isn't even the big reveal of the episode.
Right. Yeah, Andy's right. It says JMS makes soliloquies seem so organic.
As do the actors delivering them.
True.
God, I'm so anxious. Just get to the thing. Like, it's torture knowing what's coming.
Sheridan has reassumed his proper seat. Sinclair's out.
Normal, right?
Yeah, right.
Stand by to break seal.
It's okay to be sad for a moment.
It's respected. Engines at maximum. Let's go home.
I don't know that you could respect this if you just walked into this particular episode.
Right. Yeah.
As much. Maybe you could, but
him saying let's go home, that's a natural end to this episode. It's over. Oh, but no, it's not.
Rift is closing.
Guess Draw wants to make sure no one else gets trapped there.
Lanier told you that 1,000 years ago, human and Minbari souls began to merge. Minbari souls were being born in human bodies. Something happened that opened that door between us. My change was in part to even the scales and restore balance between our races, using a device my people discovered 1,000 years ago. You see, if my people had found Babylon 4 with a human aboard, they would never have accepted it.
Dear God. I mean,
yeah, he just figured it out.
He speaks like Minbari. He has the heart of a Minbari, right?
My whole life has been...
All right, here's my question. Who's going to clean this one up now?
Zathras.
Oh.
No thanks for Zathras.
Don't you understand? Using you. They're using you!
I knew you would come.
You should rest.
We were right about you.
You talk like a Minbari, Commander.
It was planned all along. Look at this. The way they just stack the pieces little bit by little bit. Oh my God, so good. Some older school looking Minbari ships.
Not as big. I like how everything is plastic
Saran wrapped. Yep.
Good. Zathras knew
you would come.
It's a good thing we speak the same language.
Right?
This way.
The lack of music right now is so
Deafening.
loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
I welcome you and present this place to you as a gift. I am called Valen.
That's Boogaloo.
We have much work ahead of us.
So let's go.
The Jewish shirt with the stones and stuff.
God damn, it's so good. So we
What
just
a
watched
great set of episodes.
incredible.
Oh my
And for the
gosh.
first time ever, I'm able to line this up with a Rush song and some lyrics. He activates the program, runs behind the scenes. It just like sets the wheels in motion. And it's, oh my God. Brent, this was incredibly fun, amazing. And I think on the second time, I'm not going to belabor it. You already said it. It's so great the second time, but for different reasons, but also so great.
It holds up.
Yeah.
And frankly, I kind of feel like I did the first time I watched it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Like this one
excited.
takes me back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, what's also really cool is this episode in many ways doesn't do a lot. Now, people just lost their freaking minds. All right, let me explain. The episode really doesn't do a lot. What happens? Sinclair comes on the station. They go off on a time travel romp. Sinclair leaves, and what do they do at the end? They go home.
They go home. And
Right?
next week, it's another episode.
Right. So as far as like where we are in the war and all that kind of stuff, this episode really serves under its own purpose, except we get all that flash forward stuff with Londo, and this really sets into motion and comes back into the don't go to Zahadum.
Yep.
And in those pieces, it kind of gives Sheridan, it gives him his moment for pause, his moment to question whether or not I should do this or maybe not. When Anna does come back and she's trying to convince him, he now has an internal struggle because of what we just saw in the flash forward.
Right.
So the episode matters. It has lasting impact, but ultimately it really serves a purpose of, hey, our buddy's doing better than the last time we saw him. We had to say goodbye to his character. Let's give that character the ceremonious send-off that he deserves, and let's wrap it into the overall story in a way that's just so freaking cool, because everything's all, you know, we're in a different alternate timeline right now anyway. So let's go do that. And it served both purposes. It didn't forget the story that it's in, but it really serves itself. And it's just a fun episode.
Yeah.
That's so well done. And the way JMS, I mean, it's a masterstroke. The way he wove it in, it's the episode that wouldn't end, the writing that wouldn't end, the editing that wouldn't end, and it was all worth it.
And it ended. And it's a closed loop itself. They created the story in Babylon Squared. They end the story in War Without End, but it continues the story for Babylon 5. But that story of Babylon 5 could have continued without this, but it filled in all the blanks, and it did so in an absolutely incredible way. God, yeah, it's great. Messages. Did you get anything?
Oh boy. Oh, Jeff.
Okay.
All right. Sinclair has a line in this one. I am what I've always been, right? Sinclair goes on his journey. This episode really details Sinclair's journey to becoming Valen, something that he was destined to do, right? This journey was his destiny, his density, right? He was destined to become Valen because that's how history always happened, right? In one sense, he was beholden to that destiny. It was going to happen whether he liked it or not. It's his destiny. It's what happens. It's a closed loop. You're going to go back. What does he say in the middle of it? He's like, I'm going to go do this because I've already done it, right? But throughout these two episodes, while he's beholden to this destiny, we continually see Sinclair make the choices that lead him to that spot. We see him make choices where he could have made a different choice. He could have, but he chose this particular path. He chose this particular route. Many opportunities to choose differently, but we see him making the choices that lead him there. Now, to be fair, Sinclair had something that we didn't have. A letter from himself from the future saying, this is what you're going to do, right? He had history books saying, this is what you're going to do. We don't have that as a luxury, but I think, Jeff, the point remains, the message remains here. It's the choices that we make
It's the choices that we make that truly determine our destiny.
Okay.
Not the destiny itself. That's the message I have from this episode.
I love that because it gives agents. It's not that whole like, oh, everything's foretold and it's just going to happen. It gives us agency as individuals. That's incredible because he has to consciously. He made the decisions not knowing, but then once he knew, he continued to make the decisions.
He could have at any point made a decision to not follow that destiny.
Hey, Marcus, you want to go back? Cool. You go back.
Exactly. But Sinclair said, nope, it's going to be me. I'm going to make this choice to go do that. He wasn't. And that's, I think, the point of a lot of time travel stories and where we get the future. What about those to say about the future? The future's not written yet, Marty. Go make of it what you will, right? Picard does that same kind of thing. The future's not written. Go change the future. It's the future's not set in stone. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is. But you still have to make the choices that you make.
You still got to do it.
You still form the future and maybe the past because of the choices you make. So make your choices.
I like that a lot.
Make your choices. You are not a slave. You are not a victim to time. You're a full participant in time.
I like that.
How about you, Jeff? Did you get anything?
I honestly, I forgot that we were looking for messages. I love this episode so much.
I could never. Jeff, how could you fail in your one job on this show?
Isn't my job to like the show like everyone else likes it?
I mean, I could never imagine where your specific job is looking for messages in a show you've already seen before. And you get so wrapped up in how awesome the episode is that you forget to even look for messages, Jeff. I could never relate to that.
It's unthinkable. Unthinkable.
Well, Jeff, those are the messages that we got, but we have a job to do. And this one actually, I think, has a bit of a, this isn't so cut and dry. We talked about it a little bit last week. Last time, I'm going to say it right up front. Last time, War Without End took the top spot in our 100% completely accurate ranking of Babylon 5 for the first time. But we're now doing the same thing, only Babylon 5 for the second time, where things do change.
Right.
And Jeff, our current top 5 are Interludes and Examination, Ship of Tears, Messages from Earth, Point of No Return, and Severed Dreams. Jeff, I ask you, where does this one go? Does this actually still take the top spot? I warn you against recency bias. Mm-hmm. Does this still take the top spot for the best episode of the season? Or can we put it in a perspective where, as good as it is, maybe it's not that top spot?
What I love about this second time watch that we're doing is the different lens we're experiencing these episodes through.
Yeah.
And when I look specifically at our top 3, which happened to be a trilogy, right? Like those episodes are untouchable.
Yeah.
And how great they are. And I think that if I was ranking this based on what is critical to the arc of Babylon 5.
Yeah.
At least 2 of those 3 are definitely ranked above War Without End.
Mm.
But if I think about it in terms of like, what did I enjoy more? It's a split between Severed Dreams and War Without End.
Mm.
So I'm going to go to a test that you have used a number of times, or at least kind of laid against it. And what did I feel after watching it? If you can make me feel a thing, right, then you've done the thing. If you've been watching this at all, you know how this episode made me feel. Brent, this is still going to be the number 1 episode on the season so far. Nothing else has made me like literally get goosebumps and want to throw up right here on camera. It's brilliant. The mechanics of what they put together, the writing, the editing, even the mistakes between this and Babylon Squared are brushed over.
Okay, I'm going to put something to you.
Okay.
I'm going to combine as one episode Messages from Earth, Point of No Return, and Severed Dreams. We often talk about that as a trilogy.
Okay.
Our friend John Krikorian in their original run even said, do that as a mini binge.
Yeah,
do it as a mini arc, right? If we put those together as a solid single episode, now where does it go?
War Without End still leaves me feeling more, even with the trilogy of those. But man, that trilogy is untouchable. It would be number 2. That trilogy would be number 1, and War Without End.
I'm going to make us. We can debate this at a later time if we need to, or we could do it right now. I think we should smush those together.
We should do it.
And I do think the best of the best of this season. If you want somebody to know what Babylon 5 is about, you show them that trilogy. If you want to get them hooked, you show them that trilogy. But as far as the feel good, as far as what it is, War Without End is it.
I got to tell you, my only argument against this is I have to fit that long thing of all 3 of them on the list that we show of the ranking. And that'll take a little bit of creativity, but I'm gonna mark it as that right now.
Yeah, but with that being said, I mean, we could even look at these and go, it's 1A and 1B. But A is still going to be the trilogy.
We said this recently. I'm pretty sure it was on this Babylon 5 program, that this doesn't mean they're better. It means they're ranked differently.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there it is. Number 1, the trilogy. Number 2, the duology.
And you can send your emails where you disagree with us doing that to jeff@thebadnerds.com. Oh, over there. They're already saying it. Anyway, we could debate that. You know what? We could always undo it if we wanted to.
Exactly.
I think if you separate the 3, War Without End comes over top.
Mm-hmm.
If you take them together as a trilogy, I think together they are stronger than any one individual. And I think they're stronger than War Without End. So
pretty untouchable, honestly, as the 3 put together.
But you know what we do say? This is 100% completely accurate. It's definitive.
It's immutable.
And it's objectively correct.
Yeah.
And if it's not correct, then
you're wrong.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but we'll give YouTube their money back. All right, Jeff, that's going to do it for War Without End. We are pressing forward. We don't like time itself. We don't get to stand here in this time. We are moving forward. Next week, a seminal episode. Gray 17 is missing. Jeff, this was an episode that there was some stuff to talk about with it. More extra canonical than it was within the universe itself. What do you remember about this episode? What do you remember feeling about this episode when we first watched it?
I liked this episode. And I know that's an unpopular thing to say in the community, but not knowing it was maligned and whatever, like I liked this one. I think that the Robert Englund storyline, the thing in Gray 17, it's ridiculous and it's dumb and it means nothing or whatever. Get Robert Englund on screen, so that's pretty cool. But the Marcus and Naroon Delenn stuff in this episode, it forgives any sin of the monster storyline, but I enjoyed Gray 17. Do you remember what you thought about it?
Same thing. Yeah. You and I were in lockstep on this one. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's like the worst episode." People were saying this was the worst episode of the whole series. What? I'm sorry. Wait a minute. TKO is the worst episode of the whole series. Wait, I'm sorry. No. You know what the actual worst episode of the whole damn series is? It's probably The Long Dark.
It probably is.
Right? TKO is not that bad. This episode, like TKO, is not that bad. I remember my thought coming out of it is, yes, the monster stuff was goofy. I can live with goofy.
Yeah. It's 90s sci-fi, for God's sake.
The Naroon stuff? Gold.
Yeah.
And I cannot discount that just because the title talks about this other plot line.
Yeah.
That's what I remember this episode.
Totally. Well, we're going to find out what everyone else thinks about it as well. We're going to watch that right here next week. Thanks for hanging out with us through 2 full episodes. An incredible ride this has been. I'm glad you're here with us. Make sure you're subscribed so you can be with us as we continue our journey through Babylon 5 for the second time. If you want to catch all the other cool stuff we do, it's on our Patreon page. There's links in the show notes. If you really want to help us out, though, the thing that we appreciate more than absolutely anything else is sharing this show. Share it with somebody, and what better one to share than the 2-parter here we just watched, War Without End. And so with that, I'm Jeff. I'm going to say goodbye for Brent as well, and we will see
Jeff.
So yeah, what's up, Brent?
You're the one?
No, not the one.
I am the one.
No, also not the one.
But what if I told you?
I'm
we're not some deep space franchise. This station is about something.